Alright, so I'm here with, introduce yourself.
Yeah, what up, y'all? It's the one and only Rief Rawyal, your brother Rawyal. You know, New York's own Mr. Rawyal. What's good?
What's up? Yo, shout out Chuck Freeze.
Shout out
You know
Chuck
what I'm saying?
Freeze. The one
Now,
and only.
Chuck Freeze is telling me like you the man, like the way he was telling me like you the man, like you got the answer for black folk.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what he telling me. You the
right.
You got the answer for black folks, so I'm all in. I want to hear what's the answer for black folk. But first, you know, I looked you up a little bit. And I saw you into music.
Okay, yeah.
You want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I learned to, you know, I'm an artist. I'm a musician. You know, like I learned to paint and draw before I knew how to read and write.
Okay.
My uncle's a jazz legend, a Renaissance legend, Papa Joe Jones. You know, a drummer that kind of changed up the energy of drumming, and you know, grew up under his son and his son's daughter, so they used to always take me, you know, to their practices or whatever. So music is something that's always been a part of me, and I just knew one day I'd get into it. You know, I thought I wasn't sure how, but I wound up getting signed to like Jive with Freeze. You know, Freeze was managing for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like Freeze, you know, he a legend on his own, but you know, he wound up helping my group, my Vandals, get signed to Jive, and you know.
When was this?
This was during the whole Locks era. This was the whole Swiss
90s? Yeah.
Late 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole.
You that old? You look young.
I'm 1,000 years old. I'm like 10,000 years old, man.
Yeah.
I got plaques. But you know what it is just reinventing. You know what I'm saying? Like I started early. You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of everybody started early. You know what I'm saying? So my energy is like I keep my energy clean. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep my energy clean as far as like I don't stress not too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I deal with it, learn how to put it in the music or put it in the art, get rid of it, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't carry it around with me. I'm a new spirit. I ain't an old soul. I'm part of the fabric that's here forever, but I don't even carry none of the nonsense. I try to bring solutions. That's why you know, I come off with that. I can figure it out. I think outside the box. I don't think like everybody else that's already been here and just seen it all, been through it, and be like, it ain't gonna work. I try to figure a way to get out of it, and I figured out ways to get out of it for myself, so I don't just talk about it. I lead by example, because you know, growing up in Harlem, growing up in, you know, Brooklyn, Bronx, throughout the city, most people talk a lot, you know, but at the same time, you hear how we say, yo, show and prove. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, could you do what you say, or you know, what you say when you say follow your own advice? You know what I'm saying? So that was the first thing, was making sure that rather than just talking to the people and giving them a bunch of information that they gonna feel is like impossible, I'm regular just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But I just know I'm blessed enough, you know, empowered enough to use my energy and get out of any trap that's the system, you know, that they say the system set up for us, you know.
So you say you grew up like in Harlem primarily, or?
I was born in Taft Projects.
Oh yeah?
I was literally born inside the projects. You know what I'm saying? Like I was born in Taft, raised in Harlem, moved to the Bronx, moved to Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island.
Oh yeah?
I done lived in all 5 boroughs.
How long was you in Harlem? Like
Harlem, born in Harlem. Moved to the Bronx, came back to Harlem.
Was you in Harlem like in the crack era, like
with the lines wrapped around the corner, you know, the Carter days, what you call the Carter days, So that you know, that's probably like one of the reasons why my energy's still kind of clean, because I seen what the drugs do to us. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen what it, like my uncles and my aunts. You know what I'm saying? Like they were the old souls. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like so-called black sheep of the family because I just was different. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like I wasn't doing what everybody else. So they was the ones like showing me dope addicts. You know what I'm saying? You know, taking me around the block like, yo, that's a dope addict. Like that's what drugs do. That's what this do. That's what you go to the barbecues, you see the alcohol and not, everybody
Right.
drunked up or whatever. Not saying I don't drink or smoke, but I'm
Right.
just saying I just know how to maintain it to a point where I don't get addicted. I'm not addicted to nothing other than success.
Right. So I mean, what is it about? I mean, you touched a little on getting out the problem. Is that black people, or you still in music? I mean, what's up? I mean, like,
Yeah, and I'm still like the thing is I'm a musician. I'm an artist.
You're an
like
artist.
that doesn't change.
what kind of music?
I was classically trained. Like my uncle he was a Renaissance drummer. That's embedded in me. You got what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like the drums and that soulfulness is embedded in me. That Motown is embedded in me.
Okay.
Then about junior high school, I started. I learned how to play the violin.
Okay.
I learned how to play the trumpet. I learned how to play those things enough where I know how to read music. So knowing how to read music, being a natural at music, it just helped. So my ears sharp when it comes to what a sound, whether making a new sound or fixing a sound that already exists. So with music, that's me. Art is the same thing. Art, I paint, I draw, I design. Something special for y'all. I just gotta, once in a while we gotta rise up and make it feel like the sky fell, cause you don't went past the limits that they set for you. I design. My art teachers, I was always like the standout student. I was always the one that was trying to be better than whoever else was in the class. You know what I'm saying? So, and making sure like from junior high, whatever, they used to always give me money, like the teachers or whatever, give me money just for my paintings and drawings or whatever.
Yeah? What high school you went to?
I went to art and design. Where all of it, Mobb Deep, Sticky Fingers, Kwame.
Sticky Fingers with the art and design?
Yeah.
Down on 50, what's that, 58?
50,
57? Something like that?
Yeah. Tommy Hilfiger went there.
Oh, yeah?
That art and design.
Midtown.
Actually,
Midtown Manhattan. Yeah.
They used to be popping over there, right? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah?
Yeah, it was popping. Yeah, they got to look in, I think it's still there. But
I didn't know it was a lot of you saying popping like black folk there?
yeah. Because LaGuardia was the big school. LaGuardia was the one that I wanted to go to because, it was primarily art, theater, so forth and so on.
Right.
So, I'm not sure. I think you take the test. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I passed the test or not, but art and design accepted my portfolio, and that was just as good. So I went there. Yeah.
So, so where you at currently with music? What you doing?
Yeah, finishing up some music projects. It's like I owe it to people who've been following me musically. Obviously with the art, just been like with being a painter and an illustrator, we kind of isolate ourselves. So then we isolate ourselves. Music is my way of becoming an extrovert. You know what I'm saying? Because I be so into my own art and making sure my art is, because I'm a perfectionist. So making sure I get the message across. I care about things. I sponge my environment and I translate it into my art.
Right.
So sometimes when I start, you might not understand what it is, but when I finish, it's like it's a masterpiece. Everybody want it. So with the art, it takes time. It takes me away from people, and music is a way that I could kind of still sponge and give it back to the people, show my face, show love. So I'm doing both at the same time. My experience with dealing with the world, I done figured a few things out.
Wait, before you get into that, because you said something interesting. You said, I don't know if you said you tend to isolate people or artists tend to isolate.
Artists mostly. I would say
artists, right?
Yeah, because that's why most artists would come off like introvert or
weirdos.
Oh, this guy's weird. Yeah, you're not real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you be like, yo, this guy's weird or whatever.
Right.
Me, I'm I would be considered like a savant. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm nice with.
What do you mean by savant?
Savant is like savant is somebody who could figure things out fast, like a genius, damn near. You know what I'm saying? So what wound up, most savants are not sociable, right? Okay. So my thing was like, I knew I had that quality, but I just needed to figure out how could I become more social, you know. So you know, my family's extroverted, you know what I'm saying? My family is you know, party, this and that or whatever. So but I'm not the line dancer, you know. If people doing a bus stop, I'm gonna pull myself to the side. I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not the
So wait, you're talking about basically psychology, right? You studied the psychology of an artist?
Yeah, because I'm like one of the best illustrators of our time.
Oh yeah.
What I wanted to learn was advertisement, because that seemed I was learning about advertisement tricks early on from movies, from beer, from the race car driving. I learned how important advertisement was. I would always see logos. I was fascinated with logos and stuff like that. So I wanted to learn like some tricks. So I took an illustration and advertisement. And through advertisement, I had like a bunch of brilliant teachers that used to teach me tricks. And advertisement pretty much is propaganda, psychology, psychological warfare. But they don't tell that to artists. They say it's advertisement, you know. So they teach you colors, they teach you subliminal tricks. All of that's what's going on.
Well, right. But I'm asking, like, how do you know the psychology of an artist? Like,
well, being an artist, I'm able to put myself like. That's the best. See, that's the trick about it. Like, when you a true artist I could feel your energy, and I could give you back. I could give you your thoughts. I could see what's going on, and it's almost like if you think about the energy of a magnet, you can't see how it pulls itself together, or you can't see the energy, but you can't see per se how it's pulling it, but you know that there's something that's moving it, right? So as an artist, like, we kind of like gravitate to certain energies. We could feel out. Well, real artists could sponge energy. So I'm able to get into the minds of from whether it's myself or other people around me. So the psychology is like knowing, like, well, I feel this way. So I just learned how to be outside of my, to have that out of body experience and be able to play both roles, right side brain or left side brain. So
what I'm trying to get into, what I'm saying is like, also because like the psychology of an artist, you said, I forgot the word you used. I don't know if you used the word withdrawn or isolated.
Yeah, introverted.
Yeah. So the psychology of an artist, sometimes they're introverted, and it's important that artists understand that about themselves, that they might be a little off. People might call them weird or whatever, because. And
hey, bro, pardon me for 1 second. Hey, let me put you right back. I'm doing an interview. I'll put you right back.
The struggles, the psychological struggles of an artist sometimes, and like I think that's why a lot of artists turn to drugs.
I see. I was just talking about that with somebody else about see, the thing with drugs is like this. Artists, we sponge pain, right? We going through our own problems, right?
Okay.
So most artwork that you'll see that's throughout time, throughout history, is based on order from chaos. That's where you get that saying from, creating order out of the chaos that our family creates, right?
Okay.
So what happens is as you bring in problems, you got to organize that and bring out solutions, right? So when you sponge in other people's problems, some artists hold on to the problems and don't let them out. A lot of artists nowadays are becoming so like when you sponge in that energy, it becomes like almost addictive, because although you don't want to be in pain, if you think about the solution part and the gratification of finishing something, it feels so good when you pull yourself out, right? When you're walking around normal, most people, it's regular. I want to get high. I want to do this. I want to do that. So for artists, when you're pulling in that pain, because we so isolated, we don't have nobody pain. We don't got pain, So when you go out and you start sponging, it's like, oh, you start feeling the pain. And it's like, oh, this is what it's like to be normal. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's like. So just to feel that, and then when you put it out, you put it in your artwork or whatever, right? And then say it takes off, and you become Michelangelo, you become Leonardo da Vinci, right? Then it's like, I remember, how did I create this masterpiece? People were saying, do another one, do another one. How did I create that? I was in pain. There's no more pain around you because you're successful.
Okay. Right.
You know, so now what happens? You gotta get out of your mind. You gotta get out of, you put yourself back in pain. You try to find pain. That's why you find a lot of musicians, a lot of painters, they try to find pain, or they'll do unnecessary, like, yo, what you did that for? Right. It's like, but they could pull themselves out, but most of the time, what I realized, that's why I was like, luckily early on, I seen the damage that it does to us. So I was like, nah, if you get too wrapped up in drugs and alcohol, in turn, you won't be presentable. You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask you, if I'm making an example of what you're talking about, like how you say you become successful and then you don't have no more pain around you.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of rappers, well-known rappers, right? They started off rapping about the drug game, being on the corner, killing.
Yep.
And then they became famous.
Right.
And they still trying to rap about the drug game for years. They was made a career about hustling and the drug game, but they ain't no longer hustling.
Right.
So they gotta try to get back into that whole pain of hustling and that whole issue.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah, so with that, some artists become so good at it, that's all they want to do. Or that's all they good at. They could do other things, but they know that they got the most feedback when they was doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us, we want that instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? Like, I create work I want people to love it, but at the same time, like, I'm doing what I love. I'm not worried about too many other people. I just know that I can listen to my own album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making an album for X, Y, Z.
Do you have any goals for your music or your art?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, just because I know I love my project and I love what I do so much, my personal goal is to let everybody else know how blessed I am. You know what I'm saying? Like how amazing my work is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more about getting those diamonds, getting those that diamond plaque, a few of those.
Right.
My art.
Right, but with the diamond plaque, like, it's not like. The music game seems to have changed so much that it's not like the Tupac and Biggie era where
you can actually get that.
Yeah. Right. So where do we go from now? Where do hip hop artists or artists period go from now? I mean, like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. The people, you can't fool the people. Okay. You got what I'm saying? Like, so you know what you like. You know, like, the bottom line of a good record or a good product is like drugs. Like, you could get drugs anywhere now. Right. You know what I'm saying? You could get high from this. You could get high from cough syrup. You could get high from things that's tangible. Right. Why do people pay this for a drug that's going to get them the same high? Like, you can't fool somebody on a good product. You got what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to music, when it comes to art, you can't fool them. Like, there's a lot of people that just see a successful artist and the tools that's available, such as like the Pro Tools, the Fruity Loops, and all of those. It just makes it easy to put out music and flood the streets. Right. And the digital era have made it real easy and accessible to anybody who ever had a dream of being a musician, even though they don't take music or art serious. Right. So just because of that, it makes it like almost disrespectful. People disrespect, like, that's just music. Yeah, but nah, it's not just music, because music is everything. Music is like our number 2 export from the U.S. Around the world, globally. So to us, even if we like, nah, these other people are making a lot of money from it. So the opportunity for people to fulfill their dreams is still there, but for artists that really, really care about what they do and that actually want themselves and actually got a product that deserves to be. That deserve to be.
You coming?
You coming this way or?
Go ahead.
Okay. So what winds up happening is, for all the artists that that actually put time and effort and creative mind and could create, and like, you know, the Biggies and the Pacs and so forth and so on. The best way for the best thing that happened is the digital era, because you don't got to pay for wax.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get like to press up records.
But what about 99 cents a record?
Listen,
I think
$1 a million people.
Yeah, but
$1 for, you know.
But if it's your art, you might want to sell it for more than 99
yeah, for sure. I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. The illest thing right now is the fact that it can be digital, but we still got a small window where you can still sell CDs and CDs and hard copies, DVDs and CDs. So you still got an opportunity to make real.
How you sell it?
Huh?
Hard copy.
Yeah, you still got
hand to hand.
You still got hand to hand time.
Right.
You could be at your concerts and still sell out real. You know, still move real product.
Okay.
You know, merchandise is important. Like, this is my hat, my brand, my shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the merchandise is really important, because say if it's only 99 cents for a CD, or, you know, for a song or whatever. Yeah, but that shirt, you know, you making it up with a shirt, you making it up with a hat, or you making it up with something else. So you just gotta be clever with marketing.
But as far as the record companies,
right?
Are they still big? Like, is this the record company? Are they the same as like in the 90s?
Man, they trying to figure it out, honestly.
Yeah.
Record companies are really trying, because the roster of the record companies, they got so many artists. They trying to figure out what to do with the artists that they have, right? So that's why a lot of times, like, you got to look at the record company just as a bank, just as a bank. Okay. You know, right now a lot of artists still think that, the record company got an answer for me. It's not. They don't got the answer for you. You know, maybe before there was executives that cared about artists. Now it's like, it's not that they don't care, but they're in a position they don't want to lose their job. You know what I'm saying? They a regular 9 to 5. They care about music, but they know if they make a bad decision, they done.
But wait, but what I'm saying is, okay, it seems like in hindsight, it seemed like it was the record label who made these artists big.
Yeah. Put it like this, like, they got the platforms where they got access they got a faster access. They got the budget to pay for MTV, right. Fuse, a stadium, Madison Square Garden.
Are they still making artists big nowadays?
I'm just saying, they making their platforms available, their connections. Like, they got direct connections to movies. They got direct connections. So it's not that they're making artists big. They still have platforms that a good artist can become greater. A great artist can become iconic, because you get access to more people, because they got old platforms. They got radio station connections, where as out of 10,000 musicians, maybe 2 of them got access to the radio station. You know, so whereas out of those 2, neither one of them got access like a record company. A record company is walking directly into these radio stations that are getting nationally syndicated radio stations and shows like that. So these radio stations just give you a better opportunity to be heard, you know, amongst the masses.
Let me ask you, do artists, hip hop artists, do they albums even go platinum anymore? I mean, like, well, I don't know.
I'm gonna put it like this. There was recently an article that showed that all the new music was not selling, right? All the new music was not moving. The old music, Beatles, The Doors, Michael Jackson, all the old music is still moving. Outsold the new music. People are still going to buy the old music, Motown, all of that, Stevie Wonder. They still selling records. The new music is popular, but it's not moving, right? So it's like fluff. It's like okay, you know, the smoke and mirrors is beautiful, but you know, that's not real. It's not actually tangible. Hang on. We went from acres to inches. Fuck a
veterans, blood dripping off the trees to the roots, body swaying in the breeze, and the noose mean no truths in the mind of the youth. Player please, there's no truth in oppression and the lessons they teach. Like we ain't fight to get it, they saying they set us free. What riddles me is the guns in the hands of racist.